Have you got a brand new Juki TL sewing machine, or perhaps you're having trouble with your tension and you need to check that you're threading it properly, or maybe you need a little bit of help with your automatic needle threader? Well, I've got you covered in this really quick video tutorial that covers all TL models. And if you're looking to purchase a new Juki or need parts and accessories, please check out my link in the description where I have my recommended dealer. My Juki is my pride and joy, and I know you're going to love yours too. Now let's dive in and make threading your Juki a breeze. So we're going to start by raising the presser foot, which creates spaces between the tension discs. Then raise the support rod fully. Start by putting your spool of thread on your spool pin, and mine fits perfectly there, but if you're using a really large spool of thread, you can use a cone, and that just goes on your spool pin, then you put your cone on top. Or if you're using a small spool of thread, pop your thread on and then use this little spool cap that just keeps it in place. Next, we're just going to take our thread and bring it up. Making sure we're using the corresponding thread guide, we're going to bring our thread from the back and bring it through to the front, going through that guide, and then we're coming down to this thread guide here. So now what we're going to do is take the end of the thread and we're going to pop it in through the first hole, coming in from the top and coming out the bottom, and we're going to grab it. Then we're going to grab the end of that thread again, and we're going to do exactly the same on the last hole. We're skipping that middle hole because that's for extra thick thread. And then we're going to grab it. It's a little bit twisted here. I'm just going to make sure it's not twisted, and we want it to look just like that. In through the first hole, down through the bottom, up and down in through the last hole. Then I'm just going to pull it so it's nice and tight. And then what I like to do is hold the thread here and here quite firmly when I do the rest of the threading. So now what we're going to do is go through this subtension disc, and there's two discs here. We need the thread to go through the two discs like that. And then we're going to come down around the thread tension dial, and again we're going through the two discs. We're coming all the way up and around and all the way across. I like to do it just like that. Then we're going to come back over, but this time we're catching that thread guide there. Can you see that little thread guide moving? We want to make sure that we've caught that. And then we're going to come down. Then we want to go through this thread uptake guide, and then we want to go through this guide here. And that makes a little ding. Did you hear that little ding? Then we're going to bring our thread and go up and around our thread uptake lever. And can you see how it's sitting there really nicely? Now, if your uptake lever isn't at the top here, just simply turn your hand wheel towards you until it is. Now we're going to carry on back down, going back through this thread guide here. We have another ding. And I'm just going to pull the thread just to give me a little bit more wiggle room. So now I'm going through this guide, and I'm still holding the thread at the top, which gives me enough tension to get it through that guide there. Then we're coming down to this guide at the back, clipping it through. Now we're going to do our automatic threader. So now we're going to lower the presser foot and press the needle up and down button. We're going to press it so it goes down and then up so that it's in the correct position before we thread the needle. Then this little white lever here, we're going to push that down, and that's for our automatic threader, and I'm pushing it all the way down as far as it can go. And then I'm going to come under this silver bar here and then into this white thread guide there, and then all I do is let go, and you can see that the thread is in a loop here. So I just grab the loop and pull it through, and our sewing machine is threaded. Then I just lift up my foot, put the thread through the foot, and then I just bring up the thread and cut it on my thread cutter so that I know it's a nice length, push it to the back, and we're all threaded. One little quick tip is if you want to change the thread but your sewing machine is threaded, cut your thread here and then pull it through from the bottom, meaning that the thread will come through the way it's meant to run. Never pull the thread back through in the wrong direction. Now, if you've got a Juki 2000 QI, you don't have the subtension dial here, so you just skip this bit. You do everything the same, you just skip this bit because obviously you don't have that dial. Now let me just quickly show you how I thread my machine one last time. Easy as that. If you liked this video, you might like to check out my other videos about the Juki TL sewing machines. I've got one on how to wind your bobbin and another on 10 things no one tells you about your Juki sewing machine. So I'll put the links up here and here. Please leave a comment and let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to see about the Juki TL sewing machine. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.